all these Lita stuff. I love it. So we wanted to give a quick welcome to some new / upcoming libraries that have recently gone live on Aspen. So we have a new library joining the Catamount Consortium in Vermont. They are the Manchester Community Library. So check them out. And then we also have Yukon Public Libraries, like that Yukon in Canada. So their site looks amazing. I love their theme and their customization. So hooray, new libraries. Not sure if I see any Yukon folks here or not. I haven't seen names, but I'm gonna have to drag them to one of these gatherings soon. All right. Next, let's hop on over to Brian Jones to talk about Aspen community meeting updates.
So the Aspen community meeting was in July. What was the date? 18th. And we just gave a quick update on the Grouped Works working group. So we are slowly but surely making progress on that. If you're curious about that, give me a ping in the Grouped Works working group Slack channel. There also was a discussion about what a more community-led release process was like. And basically what was articulated was a desire for a centralized ticketing system or an issue tracker that was visible to every Aspen customer around the world, or shouldn't say Aspen customer, or every Aspen user or Aspen developer, not necessarily a Bywater Solutions customer in the States. Also, I mean, what was expressed too was, a bug tracker similar to exists in Koha, and we talked a little bit about why that would be good or why that's not possible or would be bad. And then the big thing, we had a community discussion about development priorities, and Jordan was present and provided us some options, and it happened organically, but we took a vote on those development priorities, and I have results, and it would be good if I could share screen, or if someone who could share screen could click on the community meeting Google Doc to show the results.
And you should be able to share screen if you want.
Excellent. So if you just see right here, this is quick and dirty chart, and someone should probably check my math. So these are just everyone's votes ranked by priority. And then the pie chart is weighted total. So if you rated something number 1, it would be worth 4 points. And if you rated something as your 4th priority, it would be only worth 1 point. So the pie chart is the weighted totals. And as you can see, more information for each grouped work and shared grouped work and related works and some sort of community content server that we could pull in were the things that people cared about the most, pretty much evenly. And I know that on the Bywater side, it seemed like those two things are basically interconnected and related and kind of go hand in hand. So that's what we got. I will say that if I knew that there was going to be a vote on the community meeting, I would have advertised it as such. That happened naturally, but that's just one of those things like if I knew that we were going to take a vote on development priorities, I would probably want everyone in the community and like every Aspen user to know about that before we had that meeting. But so that's that exists, and you can check that out in the community channel. There's a link to this document.
Thank you so much for the updates for the pie chart. All right. So let's see here. Any questions or comments about what we just saw? Okay. Let's keep rolling along then. I'm going to pass it to Jordan to talk about other Aspen meetings.
This is just your monthly reminder that we have more than the community meetings. Many of our ILSs have a community group meeting, and those next dates are there. As we also have a cataloging and grouped works group. We are going to cancel that one again for August because of some staff absences, and we actually have what we need right now from that group. They don't have like a mission right now. The other thing is, if you are somebody that regularly comes to one of those groups, you might have gotten a meeting cancellation and a new meeting invite today. And that's because we realized not all of the meeting invites were public for everyone. So we actually had to copy those. So apologies for those additional emails. It should be the same Zoom link, but just thank you for putting up with additional emails if you were already getting on those. So Aspen for Evergreen, Polaris, Symphony, and the cataloging and grouped works groups. And then I'll hand it over to Miranda.
Yeah, this is just a quick one. And I wanted to mention it because some partners have already been making use of this feature. But if you use the RT or request tracker self-service to handle your tickets at all, you do have the option now to close your own tickets. So instead of requesting us to do it, you can go ahead and just do it for us. So if you have old tickets you don't care about anymore, or you don't want to wait for me to close it after we resolved your issue, you can go ahead and do that. And there's a link to a video in the notes that I've added that shows you how to do it. And I'm probably going to start appending it to my signature in RT as well, because some other support folks in Bywater do that. And I think it's really helpful. So you will see that, and it is an option for you. So use it if you want to. You do not have to. I can close it for you if you need.
Thanks, Miranda. Yeah, it's always fun when partners just discover that. But yeah, we wanted to give an extra shout out to that feature so that, you clean your ticket queue out if you're done with something. So, all right. Our next announcement is back in, I think it was 2306. We added, and maybe some people may have missed this, but so we wanted to give it an extra shout out that you can now enable cover images for multiple editions. So I'm going to show you what that looks like and how you can turn it on in your own catalog. And we are actually having some internal discussions about, this feature and some other settings and features in Aspen and how we might roll that out to all partners just to get everyone updated and on the leading edge of Aspen. But if you want a head start and you want to get this going on your catalog sooner, you can definitely do that. So I'm going to show you. Let me share my screen really quick. All right, so I'm on one of our internal test sites here, but when you enable the additions for multiple covers, when you click the show additions button, it will actually show you the cover image associated with that addition. So this is especially nice if you have a lot of copies around in your system and maybe you remember like, oh, I want this specific edition. It had this cover. You can, click on the one you're looking for, or if you're, try to find something on the shelf, it's easier to, have a match between that specific record and what is actually on your shelves. Because right now, or before this was enabled, as we all know, if you click show editions, there weren't cover images. So this is something that right now has to be turned on. But again, eventually we are going to update, to have everyone set this way. So if you want to enable that for your catalog now, you'll go into Aspen administration, and this is actually in the grouped work display settings. So if I start typing in, grouped in the settings search, that's going to bring it right up. So I can click grouped work display. And just a heads up for our people in consortia or just, have multiple library systems. If you have multiple grouped work display settings, you don't have to do this for one at a time. You can use the batch update all or batch update selected. So if I wanted to just batch update all these different group work display settings, if, each library has their own, of course, I am totally blanking on what it's called. It's probably the show Show editions. I am going blind. I can't see anything.
Show covers for editions. is what it
Show
looks
covers
like,
for
I think.
edition. Thank you, Lauren. So there it is. If I select that, then I can check the box and update it for everyone. Bam, it's done. So if you only have one setting, or if you really like clicking and stuff, you can just edit the setting. And if you look for it in here, it's going to be in search results and show covers for editions. So that is how you can turn on that fanciness for your own catalog before we roll it out to everybody. Let's see, there's a question. Will we be able to opt out if a library doesn't want to see the extra cover images? The plan right now is yes.
Yes.
Jordan's nodding, yes. Yes. We know that if there is an option, there's going to be a library that wants the other option. So that's why we have choices. So yeah, you will be able to opt out.
You will need to let us know, because we will be pushing this out for everyone, but we will do a manual change on our side for anyone that wants to keep it the old way. So we'll push the new code, and then we'll step in and just manually change that back for you.
Any other questions about that? Okay.
I have a question. When will the code be pushed out for the cover art?
When will the code be pushed out for this new for everybody?
So we haven't done it yet. This is just a reminder of how it works. We're looking at doing a few different changes for the next release. So let me see, this one is, we're in August. So for the release that comes out in September, we might be changing a few different settings. So please come to that Aspen gathering. We'll talk about it then. Or that's the plan right now, is to talk about it then. And then we'll tell you what you need to do if you want to opt out of any of those changes. And we're not planning on getting rid of anything. We're just changing the defaults.
Well, Jordan, I'm just gonna let you keep talking so you can talk about the priority planning and review.
Sure. So I just want to say thanks again to our community for that last feature. That was something that the community prioritized earlier this year, was showing all of those covers, and I'm excited to see what we do with the things that they prioritized at our last meeting. Okay, release review of 2308 on the left, as always, is what we told you we were going to work on this month, and then on the right is everything that we got done based on the plan on the left. So you can see, as we demoed, the LIDA barcode scan and discover for both the library card and for search, it's completely done. Event registration workflow, we have just a little bit more on this one. So most of it's done. You'll get it within, I didn't put it in the plan for the next release because you will get it as part of that 2308 10 release that Mark mentioned. So it's coming, it won't be completely done by the time you get the first code. Replacing default icons with custom icons is now completely done. Focus on implementation needs. We still did have quite a bit of that. What I should have put on here is those custom facets. That was something that was really needed for an implementation. But even though it says implementation, everyone tends to benefit from those features. So now everyone has custom facets because that was something that was absolutely needed by a library and implementation. All of the really cool stuff that Mark shared, most of those things that he shared didn't fall into one of these categories. The categories that they fall into are the high priority bugs and the partner priorities, and all of those ticket numbers for all of those things that we're always working on for you are listed in the release notes. As a stretch goal this month, we talked about LIDA barcode checkout. We knew that was a big thing and we would probably be able to get started on it, and we did, which is great, but we wouldn't be able to finish it. What this is the ability to check out a book using barcode by scanning a barcode. And this is based on, again, the specification of the community that we worked with on that. So the plan for 2309 is LIDA barcode checkout, just like we said. We're still working on it. We're planning on that getting done. We have some updates we need to do for Evergreen implementations. So we're going to take care of those. And we're also going to be looking, we have a number of tickets we've noticed around things for consortium administration to make this easier, especially around locking features, so that if a specific feature falls under another permission and you just really don't want any of your member libraries to mess with CSS or to mess with JavaScript, you'll be able to lock those down is the big thing under there. And then we'll probably also do some other related things under consortium administration. And then we've got a good chunk of high priority bugs and partner priorities to tackle as well, as always. So that's our plan for 2309. Let me check the chat. I don't think we have any questions, so I will stop sharing and turn it over back to Morgan.
Okay. Thanks, Jordan. I think it's Elisa's turn to give us some outreach updates.
Hello, everybody. There's such exciting updates today. I love it. So yeah, you can find us at a few different places the next coming month or so. Bill is actually going to be at Digipalooza this year, which is Overdrive's conference. That is in Cleveland in next week, I believe. So if you're near Cleveland, go hang out with Bill. I'm sure he'd love to see you. And then I know it's the Aspen gathering, but some of y'all are Koha peeps too, and it's all open source love. KohaCon 23, August 14th through 18th. That is the International Koha Conference. It is happening in Finland, which yes, probably none of us are going to be able to go to, but they have online options. So please register if you can. It's going to be awesome. And then same thing with Koha US. That will be in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. So if you're anywhere near there, that would be awesome if you could go in person. It's going to be at the Portsmouth Public Library. We love them, but they also are doing online options. So register for both of those if you'd like. The links are in the agenda. And then just another thing, we want to remind people, we have a Librarian of the Month program that we do every month, just to, you know, if there's somebody at your library that's doing great things, or a paraprofessional, doesn't have to be a librarian, send us an email to outreach@bywatersolutions.com. We send out a plaque, some little Bywater goodies. Spoiler alert, we haven't picked anybody for August yet, so it is not too late to send us somebody if I'm not reeking of desperation here. And then last thing, our podcast is back. The official podcast of Bywater Solutions, the library is open. It is back in business. So if you have anybody you'd like to feature on the podcast, or if you'd like to participate, we'd love to do an episode on Aspen related things. So email us at outreach@bywatersolutions.org. That's it for me. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Elise. All right. So we are now officially in open time. So does anyone have any open time stuff? Questions, comments, hopes and dreams? Anyone? All right. No questions about the upcoming release either? I know there were some earlier, but you never know. Okay. I'm going to start the countdown then. Oh, okay, we got one. Twilio is in September, question mark.
Yeah, so we will have the Twilio settings are going to be available with this release in August. That they're just not going to do a whole lot. So it's more of a, we had to put the integration in place that it's just not going to do anything. It's more of a like, this now gives us the capability to do cool things later. We have to define what those cool things are. So ideas of cool things, let us know.
Thanks for clarifying. Anything else?
I'll say a little bit more about what those cool things are, just a little bit, because we talked about it last month. Basically, Overdrive is building self-registration into Libby. So we can't tell you when that's going to be done because it's over in Overdrive's court. But those Twilio settings will allow us to verify a patron, basically, that they are who they say they are by texting them.
Super cool. Okay, yeah. Brian Jones has put in the chat, the next Aspen community meeting is September 19th. And I also put it on the agenda for today that, you know, he said, if you have any questions about the community meeting or want to join, post in the community meeting channel or, ping Brian and he'll be able to give you more information. And Joy from Mountain View, hi Joy, she says in the chat, one idea is the ability to text search results to your phone. Ooh, for the Twilio, that's really cool. That's a great idea. Oh, or an individual item. Yep. Yeah, I think more and more people like texting is it, right? Like, because if I have to email something to myself, that's just an extra step for me. Like I have to go into the black hole of my email. Very cool. Oh, Sam is asking, is there any ProQuest searching on the way similar to EBSCO?
It is not currently on the roadmap because I don't think anyone has asked specifically, but if you're interested in it, definitely put in a ticket on it. I don't think we've even looked to see what their APIs have we, Mark? I'm assuming since they integrate with like EDS, they would have something, but we haven't even looked at it.
Yeah, we need to do some research, so.
Yeah.
Good question. This also just popped into my head, so I'm going to say it while we're all still here and I have a captive audience. So I had posted not too long ago in the Polaris channel in the Aspen Partner Slack to see if anyone would be willing to help me improve our documentation for the initial Polaris ILS connection. So if you could be that person and you want to just help me document it for future Polaris libraries, that would be amazing. Just DM me on the Aspen Partner Slack or send me an email, however you want to get a hold of me. I would really, really, really love your help. Even if it's been like years since you've done that, if you're just willing to help me figure out what the things are called in Polaris, that would be amazing. All right, Tracy is asking in the chat, can we change message preferences in LIDA?
Yes.
Go
Go ahead,
Jordan.
Morgan. Ask your question.
No, I was just going to ask, tell me more about what preferences you're looking for.
So if they wanted either text or email for notifications.
Oh, I see. Because I don't think that's currently in. Oh, go ahead, Miranda.
Yeah, I was like, I think like the messaging settings within like the user account, that's what you're asking about. Yeah, I don't think we do.
Yes.
Not in LIDA.
Yeah, I'm in LIDA right now. We don't have it.
You can change your notification settings within LIDA.
Yeah.
Which is the notifications you would get in an app, but not the others.
Any other questions or open time stuff? All right, Mike is saying, so the new barcode scanning features for LIDA, any thoughts of implementing that in Aspen in the future? I've played around just a bit with JavaScript libraries for barcode scanning.
Mike, do you mean if you had just the mobile site loaded on your phone? We have not talked about that yet. And I would need to talk to Kirst, I don't even know if that's possible from a website. I'm assuming so if you're asking, because Mike knows quite a bit, but we have not investigated it.
Anything else? All right. I think we're slowing down. So if there's nothing else super urgent, we can call it for this month. Otherwise, if you think of something later, definitely you know how to get at us in the partner Slack or support tickets, all of the ways that you can contact us. We are happy to always hear your ideas and your questions.